Hi, I'm Gemma and I am the analyst at Advice UK. Advice UK is a not-for-profit membership network organisation that provides products and services to our members, empowering them and the communities that they serve. And I was part of the admin September 20 cohort and the marketing February 21 cohort, and I'm happily double certified because of those courses, so thank you very much, Heather. So everything that we've discussed today is brilliant. When we think about our CRM roadmap, what I would say is we are very lucky at Advice UK. We are a small but mighty organisation, I would say. Our chief executive is definitely a visionary. So when it comes into executive buy-in, he is at the forefront. He really sees the benefit of the digital transformation and his vision. So, we're very lucky to have that buy-in from the top.
My name is Pooja and I work alongside with Gemma, and I'm the Salesforce Administrator at Advice UK. I'm from the November 2020 cohort, and soon after I finished my work experience project with Supermums, I joined Advice UK at the same time as Gemma, and it's been great so far. We've learned a lot in the way. I think it's just been 6-7 months, but it seems like so much more. We've done so much in this time. We have a manager who's also an ex-Supermums, and she's a systems manager. She's also great, Heather Sylvia, you know her. Talking about whatever, Heather, you've covered. It was so nice to hear all of that and nod in agreement, because sometimes when you're working with different kind of stakeholders and users, you almost forget that, you start questioning yourself. But hearing all that, it just instills confidence. Yes, we're doing the right thing. Documenting is important. High level, buy-in, we're so great. We've got a CEO who's got this, vision that, I want to invest more in Salesforce. Let's go for Pardot. So I think, yes, completely agree with whatever you've covered, and I let Gemma start. What her lessons and her insights have been so far, and I'll chip in.
I would say in Advice UK I said it was small and mighty, but as a small team, collaboration is absolutely key. So we work with every stakeholder within the business, all the business, the department heads. We work, and some are trickier than others to manage and to get on with, but it's a great bunch. And I think that's when the business analyst skills really have to kick in. It's trying to find that trust, gain trust, and being emphatic, trying to put yourself in their shoes and understanding what their actual day job is and what they need to get out of it. And then I think what also is really important is to have a deep understanding of the system that you're using. So, whilst I joined, I was tasked to do current state process mapping, which has really helped me get under the skin of Advice UK and understand it. But also it was that, it was really interesting to find any gaps in any processes, and then actually to submit that to the stakeholders and the impact of that documentation and the power that holds, which then, now we're coming to a point in some of that work where we can make data sort of driven, informed, like recommendations and changes. So that's really, for me, really satisfying and quite thrilling. I don't know if that's sad or I'm in the right job, but and we work very closely together, Pooja and I. So, technically, Pooja is brilliant. So for me, I like to get it all down, try to make sense of it. But together, I think we especially work very well together because we can bounce off each other's knowledge, and I would say that Pooja is far more technical than I am. So I think it's a great team and we're lucky. I think it's important to the on the return on investment piece, you know, it's important that it doesn't have to be a huge thing. It could just be identifying that, you know, so for example, our board wanted dashboards, and then actually identifying that the teams are using the system, but they're using the system that was designed for them, but very differently. So actually to draw out that data that was actually needed, they have to use the system consistently. So then, you know, identifying that and then providing that training and documentation to support them to agree on how they're going to use the system, and then effectively, you know, pull that information out to the board as they wanted to see it. I don't know. What do you think, Pooja? There's so much to talk about. I don't
there's
know
so much. Yeah.
We've got so many projects on the go, and we do use a consultancy as well. Pooja, do you want to talk about Impresia?
Yes. So for day-to-day, it's mostly me, Gemma, and our manager. But for major project implementations, we do use a consultancy, and it's great. Heather is right about the specialized knowledge that they have, which we learn from as well. And after an implementation, they usually give us a user guide, and that's, you know, what we built our knowledge on. But getting a consultancy for major project implementations is important. I don't think we'd be able to. So we're in the process of implementing Pardot, which is next in our roadmap. A thing about roadmap is that actually it keeps changing.
Yes.
So I think, so we had a roadmap for the beginning of the year, but yeah, there's certain challenges and certain
business priorities change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And although Advice UK, we have 20 users in our org, but it's a very complex business. When we joined, we're like, okay, 20 users, it's not bad, this. But then when we started looking at the business processes, we're like, okay, so you do this, and this, and that. So yeah, it is complicated, and I think that yeah, getting a consultancy, we wouldn't be able to go ahead with the Pardot implementation without the consultancy that we're using. And other than that, from an admin point of view, my insights are going to be very specific, and I'm going to just make note of, you know, these points. Mm-hmm. Again, importance of clean data. There's so many times where I've had to pull reports while I'm project managing, and there's a deadline that an email campaign needs to be sent out to 500 members, but the data is not clean. So I've spent hours and hours just cleaning up the data. So just that's another project in itself that we're working on. So duplicate rules, matching rules, and custom report types to identify duplicates are going to be your best friend. Make it a weekly habit, monthly habit at least, you know, weekly's too much. Again, one more thing is user training. I think, Gemma, I'll let you speak about that because you're mostly involved with that.
Yeah, so we use Loom. We record a lot of videos, and so people I mean, I do one-on-one training. Actually, Pooja, you did training with our CE just this week, which is really nice. But I think, you know, Loom's been a game changer for us. People can pick it up. You know, everybody has their day job. We are a small organisation, but as Pooja, you know, we are complex. People are busy, so it's nice to give them. To empower them, and they can pick it up when they need it. So that's been really, really good. And we try and, you know, there's a lot of people who are Salesforce champions, I would say, and keen to get on Trailhead. So we encourage them. Advice UK is very much about empowering each other and sharing knowledge. I think, you know, as a systems team, I think we could quite probably train anybody who left the organisation in any other department now, because we're so embedded in their processes, which is great. So, you know, I mean, I'm sure I could cover Pooja's job. I wouldn't do it as quick as Pooja, but I certainly could get through it. And I think that's nice. I think that's a nice philosophy to have within the business, to share that knowledge. And we, champion Trailhead, and we try and encourage them to, you know, if they have a particular interest, you know, we'll support them with that as well.
Yes, absolutely. And other than that, stick to native Salesforce objects as much as possible. We actually have a managed package that we use, which is great. It's called Quantiva, and yeah, so the kind of business we are, it's a subscription-based membership organization. So Funtiva fits in nicely with that aspect. But there are challenges when it comes to managed packages. But Funtiva is great. But other than that, don't create custom objects for everything. Just make sure, just check if there's a standard object that exists. If you can't use a standard object, only then go create a custom object. That is my personal advice. It's very hard to maintain, and plus you benefit from the feature updates of standard objects, I guess. And
I suppose that's what's important about having a deep understanding of your current system as it is before you make those changes, to map it out, understand it, because you could probably get to achieve what you need to achieve just by understanding what you've got first, rather than integrating another system or
Absolutely. Absolutely. And learn the actual business. That's the most important. I think when I joined, I was very keen. Gemma, you remember, I was asked to change a flow, and I was like, yeah, I can do that. That's doable. I'm just going to do it. And I broke it. I just did all sorts of things, and obviously I fixed it, but my manager wasn't. But so everything is a lesson, and just learn the business first. Don't say yes to everything so easily. Learn how to say no. Not everything is important. No. So that Moscow rule, Heather, yes. That definitely. So learn to say no, prioritize, and make your everything that you do should be solution based. Don't look for an easy fix. Oh yeah, I'll put a checkbox. No. Just think it through. Just understand the process, and that's it really. Heather, Gemma, and I can go on and on and on.
Yes, I was going to say, you'll have to stop
getting back from another nice session. Oh, that's fabulous. It's great that you've got such a core team of three of you there. It's fantastic for a relatively small organisation, but they're definitely punching above their weight in terms of how they're using Salesforce and everything they're doing. So very exciting place for you to be by the sounds of it, and you've got that right blend of skills. So thank you.